Welcome. This is Josh Jackson from Josh No Code, and today we're going to be talking about automating Google Sheets on Zapier. We're going to show you how to automate the creation of rows on a Google spreadsheet, and specifically we'll start with setting up the trigger, which is on Google Forms, a submission of a form, and then we'll show you how to actually set up the action of creating the row in Google Sheets, and then we're going to set up another action to push that data out to other sources. We're going to show you how to do it on Slack, but it could easily be done with email or another app. And then as a bonus, we're going to be showing you how to update data in your Google Sheets, or how to delete the data as well, all using that same Google form trigger. So with that said, let's jump into it. Okay, so the two things that we're going to need to make this Zap happen, we're going to need to set up our trigger, which is going to be the Google form, and we're going to have the middle step, which is the spreadsheet that we need to create data in, and that is over here on the lead database, which I created. So let's first jump into the trigger, which is this form test lead form. And it's just a basic example form. You have a form that leads use to submit their contact information, and that's our trigger. So a few fields here. There's full name, phone number, email address, and how'd you find out about us, with the options being Facebook, Instagram, Google, friend, or family. So that's basically the form. Pretty simple. And then the other thing that we need is the lead database. What I did here is I just mapped the columns to the basically the titles of the questions in the Google Forms, so the full name, phone number, email, and then how'd you find out about us. And basically that is it, what you need to get started. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to actually create the Zap in our Zapier editor. Okay, so let's just go into our Google Forms here. That's the app we need. We're going to do new form response. Triggers when a new form response is received. It's an instant trigger. We're going to select our form here. This is the test lead form. It's going to test the trigger, so it's going to test for a submission of the form. So if this is the first time that you set up your Google form and nothing happens when you test it out, make sure to do a test submission around the time that you're doing this, just so that the basically Zapier detects a submission from Google Forms. So we tested, it works. We see that the data falls through here in the fields that we want. So we'll just go continue. We'll go into Google Sheets. And we'll do now, we'll go to create a spreadsheet row, which is an operation to create a new row in a specific spreadsheet. Let me just label this. Okay, so go continue here. We will select our spreadsheet. So this is the lead database. Select the worksheet. And now what we're going to want to do is we're going to map the data to the fields. So basically these are the columns, and we're going to map the data from the Google form to just flow in here. So we have full name here. So we'll just type that in, full name, Josh Jackson. Here's the sample data, phone number, phone number, do email, and then how'd you find out about us? So how'd you find out about us? And we will go to Instagram. So we'll just go test that out. Okay, excellent. Looks like it works. And the last step, just for fun, we want to push data out. So we're going to send a Slack message just so we could notify in this example, will notify myself that we received a message for a new lead. So we'll use the action send direct message, which sends a direct message to a user or yourself from the Slack bot. Yeah, we can schedule it later if we want, but we're not going to do that. So just going to go to continue and select our, of course, we got to get into our account here, but we will now set up our action. So I'm just going to send it to myself, like I said. That's me, and then we'll just put the message. We have a new lead. Great. Okay, and we'll just put in the fields, right? We'll just put in our put in our name. We will put in phone number. We'll put in email, and then how'd you find out about us? It's right here. Indent that a little bit, and yes, we are going to send it as a Slack bot, and we'll just test that trigger out. Okay, so that works. We're just going to publish this Zap just to see end to end. Hey, does it work? Which is what we want to do here. So we need to get this Google form URL. All right, so just type in my name now that it's live. We'll go to and how'd you find out about us? Yeah, we're gonna just say Facebook. Okay, so we will submit that information. Okay, so submitted. Let's see if it got created in our Google Sheets. This was a previous submission, so we can just kind of ignore that. Okay, so it looks like it went through. Obviously, they look like the same record, but the key difference here is how'd you find out about us? Facebook was that source, so looks like it created that information. And I am now going to show you guys how to get this information updated. So I just want to submit another test record so that we could demonstrate that. So just give me a second while I just put in another record. So I'll just say, Dave Johnson, give him a random email. We're gonna need that later. And then he found out from friend or family. So we'll submit that information. And yeah, and also the other part that we forgot to cover here is just the Slack message. Let's see if that actually sent the Slack message. So you can see here that I got the message from Zapier. We have a new lead. Here's the name, here's the phone number, here's the email, the source, and all that great stuff. Okay, so and we just submitted another one, so we saw that one came in. The Dave Johnson came in as well. So all good. Let's now show you guys how to do this exact same thing, but we're just gonna automate the process of updating rows in the spreadsheet. So all we're gonna have to do here is we're gonna have to switch out that middle step. So I'm just gonna delete it, and it's obviously gonna mess up stuff in Slack, but let's go back to Sheets here. Okay, now we're just gonna go to update a spreadsheet row, which updates a row in a spreadsheet, specific spreadsheet. We're gonna go to that one. Okay, and I'm gonna go to my account, all that good stuff. Lead database. All right. Okay, so row. So it needs a specific search step in order to identify this specific row. So we're going to have to add a search step for basically our Google form to be able to identify which row to delete here. So we're going to add this search step, this lookup, and what we're going to do here is basically when we click that, it created the lookup function, which is to look up the spreadsheet row that we want to update. So we're going to go and we're going to do that. So okay, so the lookup column, what we want to look up by, let's just look up for this example by email, okay? So we're going to look up by email, and the lookup value that we're going to need is we're going to need to pull up the email, and that's how we're going to be able to find the record. And that's a required field in order to perform the search, but of course you could add other parameters to be able to make sure you find that data. And now it's asking create Google spreadsheet row if it doesn't exist. We don't want that to happen. So we're going to leave that unchecked for now. So we're going to test this action and just see if we're able to find a row. Okay, so our search was okay. We found the row, which is good, that we want to update. So now we're going to go into our next step. And now we're going to go into the row that we want to update. So now we're going to go into custom here, and you're going to see two options. We're going to want to go for the lookup spreadsheet row in Google Sheets, show all options, and then we're just going to want to select the row that we want to update, which is what we want to update. And that's actually just going to be, it's saying it's row row 2 here, ID 2. So I usually just go by the ID. And now it's asking kind of what information we want to update this row with. So we're just going to put in the information from the Google form here. So I'll just add my name, my phone number. Let's see, phone, email, how'd you find out about us? Instagram. Okay, so I'm just going to now test this out. Okay, so now it just updated that information, and then we're just going to update our Slack message. A new lead was updated in our database, and we'll just add that information. Go to all right. Okay. So now, let's test this. Let's test this Zap out and update it. So I'm just gonna say we're gonna publish a new version. I'm just gonna say added, update operation, publish. Okay. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna try to target updating this row, Dave Johnson, with this email, joshjacksontech@gmail.com, friend or family. So we're gonna change this to some other information and see if it gets updated. So let's go ahead and let's just make a submission. So let's just call this Steve Wonder. phone number, yeah, we could just do something like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Email, we'll just do just a random email here. So, oh yeah, we have to use the search, the email that we're gonna use for the search. So that's joshjacksontech@gmail.com. That's how we're gonna know to update the row that we're targeting. So, and then what we're gonna do, how they find out about us? Let's just select Google here. So we're gonna go ahead, submit that information, and let's see if this updates. Great, and as we can see here, the information was updated in row 4. We have Steve Wonder, we have phone number, email is the same. That's what we used, and then how'd you find out about us? Google. So that's if we want to update information in our spreadsheets. Of course, like how I look at this in the real world is we would just have one Zap for creating the information, another Zap for updating the information, and now we're going to show you is how to delete that information. Before we do that, just want to check our Slack to see if that if the information came through, and it did. You can see that came through in the Slack message. New lead was updated in our database, so all good to know. And the last thing we're going to do is we're going to delete. We show you how to automate the deleting rows, which, like I said, is we could automate that and have another form for that, but just for simple examples we'll continue using the same form. And yeah, so anyways, we'll go ahead, we'll just delete this information, update the spreadsheet, we'll get that deleted. We could probably keep the lookup spreadsheet row. Even if you do the delete operation, it's still going to want you to look up the row. So we're just going to keep that. We don't need to delete that. So event, let's just go to, delete spreadsheet row. This operation deletes the content of a row in a specific spreadsheet. So yeah, we're going to want that one. Okay, so for our spreadsheet here, we're going to go again to our lookup. And how do we want to do it? We are going, but the lookup's already done, so we're just going to pull the ID here. Same thing we did with the other operation. So I'm just going to go into worksheet. Okay, so looks like we're having a little bit of an issue here. I'm just going to delete this step as well because this is probably the source of issue. So bear with me while I do this again. Okay, so we're going to go into, again, we will do to find we need to search for a row. So look up spreadsheet row. Okay. Okay. Lead database. And lookup column, we want the email. Don't need that. Oh, lookup value. Yep, we don't want the email address to come in here. And just test this out. All right, and basically we are going to want to now delete the information. So just go into Sheets, delete a spreadsheet row. Yes. Okay. So went there to our worksheet, and now I realize what the issue was in our last thing. But what we need to do now is we need to go into our row and just go to custom here, and we're going to go into the lookup function, and we are going to select the ID2. That's what we want to delete. And well, we're gonna have to test it, which is gonna delete our row probably. So we're gonna have to probably just delete the rest of the other data. So I'm just gonna go, it looks like it successfully deleted it. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna go to fix this message. Again, a new lead was deleted from our database. All right, so we'll go ahead and get this published again. Added delete row operation. Okay, so let's now check back to our spreadsheet. We can see that it just tested, it deleted some data already, but we're going to target deleting the Steve Wonder row here. So see if this works. Go back to our form to make another submission. And actually I'm going to do something a little bit, I'm not going to mess it up. Let's just go and let's just submit this information and see if it works. So, Steve Wonder, and we just add phone number. The phone number was right here. Most important thing though, we need the email to be correct. Okay, let's go ahead, let's submit this, see if it deletes our information. And voila, we could see that our information was deleted from our lead database. So that's all there is to it. There's a lot more operations to cover, a lot of really nice stuff that we could do in Google Sheets using Zapier. We're not going to cover that today, but probably going to make some future videos covering some other cool stuff that we could do. If you like this video, don't forget to hit that like button and make sure to subscribe to my channel and turn your notifications on. Really excited to make more videos, and if you have any ideas for systems that you want to see automated in your business, drop it in the comments, and that gives me some ideas for future videos that we could create for you guys. So anyways, until the next video.